Guys, we have just seen the FC26 pre-order bonuses, and they're crazy, which is exactly what we thought might happen. We're going to go and talk about it, though. We have a bunch of FC26 leaks, actually. Nothing really huge, but some card designs to go and look at, which we don't usually see until much later. So this is more kind of maybe proof to the theory of please think about next year's game, not this year's game. We are begging you, but we've got a lot to talk about. So let's not waste any more time. I forgot to mention this as well while I was recording. If you leave a comment on this video, I will reply to it on my second channel. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the description down below. They are the cheapest and the safest option. You could use my code JFC at checkout for an 8% discount. Apologize for being gone an extra day this weekend. I was with a bunch of friends and I lost my voice, so that's why I sound like this. We haven't really discussed much about these paid evolutions. Friday, by the way, there was 1.2 million coins worth of paid evolutions, which is, I mean, it's crazy, right? We had the Butragueño, the gloves to goals thing, which is 400k. The training camp Evo's 500k. This was the futties card design that we saw leaked. I want to say maybe the day before this came out, we saw the futties design leaked. I think, yeah, it was like 7 days when you would get this. It's 500k. I mean, it's just crazy the price differences, man. And what's even crazier is that the market is so low right now and they still make these Evos these prices. I mean, can you imagine 500,000 coins in this market right now? 1.2 million coins worth of Evos in one day. The market is just not high enough for that to justify that cost. This Patrick Vieira card right now is supposed to be one of the best shapeshifter icons, right? 600k or so, and then you can just sell them when you're done. I mean, it's just, I don't get this. This is a very bad sign to me for next year. That this is just what it's going to be. This Bobby Charlton is 150k, like 150 for center mid Bobby Charlton, and yet EA's like, hey, you want another 500k Evo, about a 400k, about a 300k Evo. Berbatov comes out 300k. Like, I mean, it's the Evos are just ridiculous prices, right? And it's pretty crazy to see that. And also the whole system of like SBCs, and then they upgrade into a card in evolutions that you have to pay for is, to me, stupid. I think the goal for this is just to have them drain more coins in the market, obviously, and not allow you to have fodder that you save up through time or whatever to put into big SBCs like this. They're like, nope, that's actually not enough. You also just need straight up coins. But obviously this new system, what EA loves about it is that you can just drop FC points to do an SBC, basically. Do 3 squads of Berbatov, do some of the squads of Yashin, squads of Butragueño, right? And just go and do the Evo. So this is to me a bad sign. I do think it's a bad sign. I remember back when earlier in this winter time that Evos were becoming more and more paid. People a lot of times just said, hey, if they're gonna be good, then sure, they should make them paid. Like, it's worthy of it being paid. You know what you're buying when you buy them, and all that is true for sure. But I think it's getting worse, right? It's just getting worse. It's more coins, it's less free ones, it's more, money everywhere, whether it be coins, time, FC points. It's just all more, right? But also the shapeshifter exchanges right now, the 86 one with the 20 by 81s are like mad cheap. It is like repeatable grind right now. The fodder prices are so low that you can just go and do that. So I want to give EA credit once again. And during shapeshifters right now, you can at least try and grind to get like a Dino or Cruyff and try and pack those guys because they're so good right now. But the problem is, of course, these SBCs, like, they could have made this center mid Butragueño just the full SBC here, make him be very expensive and allow us to do the grind through him. But no, they released half of him basically in evolutions. So it's like, okay, of course we get a menu grind that's like, okay, this actually might be something, and then the SBCs they fuck with. So there's just always a push and pull, never gonna be a straight up like W for us, right? EA will take some when they give some. But okay, let's start off like our leak stuff with this. So the pre-order bonuses for next year's game, guys, we called this and it was gonna be crazy. Okay, we knew it was gonna be, because last year, if you don't know, people did not move to next year's game as much as they hoped. So they needed to do something different for this year. Right now, the plan so far seems to kind of neglect the old game, maybe that's just cope, but that's what it seems like, and then give out some crazy shit in the pre-order bonuses. So let's read through. We get an icon from launch. Yes, that's correct. You are going to get an icon pack the day one, basically. So that might point to a couple things that we'll talk about, but 2 is FC points, 4,600 to 6,000 FC points. I don't know why that is the case. We'll probably hear more about that at some point. 3 3 is an additional EVO slot from launch, which that's massive actually. People will find that very, very useful, so that's another enticing one. 4th is the premium pass from launch. You'll get for free for season 1, so that's nice as well. Early access like always. And then right down here, 1 of 5 player pick, 93 plus icon unique evolution. So some sort of icon evo that my guess would be you wouldn't get right away. But looking at this, I mean, guys, you can already tell that if you thought the power curve was going to be slowed down for next year's game, it's not going to be. It is. This immediately to me shows that this is not going to be slowed down. We just had that confirmed with this. An icon from day one, it's just not going to be slowed down. Now, maybe next year is going to be 100 rated cards, right? Maybe base icon stats are lower. There's a chance for that as well. So still ways that it could kind of be a little bit slower than like this year, but an icon from day one, guys, doesn't seem like it's going to make a change for the slower in terms of the power curve. And it does say and more down here, so there's obviously more in there, but I'm not surprised. I think it's going to be even more than this. I do think we'll see more stuff. I think there's going to be more new features inside of the patch notes before the game comes out that we've ever seen before because of the whole situation from last year. So yeah, we're going to hear more about this, I'm sure, in a little bit. And okay, next up here, we got some new icons coming to FC26. So this is not all of them. This is just 2 of them that we now know were added in FC Online. So we know they're coming out. There is rumors that EA is testing like a large amount of the same ones that were being tested last year. I think Foot Police League said that. So some of the guys last year, like Sergio Aguero, Arjen Robben, I think Di Stefano was one of them as well. There's just some guys that were testing last year that didn't come in the game this year. We'll see what happens there, but we do have these 2 confirmed. It's Dunga and Bierhoff. Stats not confirmed there at all, but okay, 2 new icons, sure, why not, right? Apparently there was backlash in the comments that Bierhoff like should not be an icon. I don't know enough to actually know if he should or shouldn't be, so in the comments let me know if you guys think he should be. But another Brazilian icon coming, which is pretty cool. Okay, next up here we got some designs to look at. First one is the icon card design. We have this right here. So there's this Pele concept, and the concept part's only the stats part. The card design itself is confirmed. And yeah, what do you guys think about that? This theme back here, by the way, you'll see is kind of like the theme for the card design next year. That's not just on the icon version there, but I don't know. It looks a little bronze-ish to me, right? A little like dark tinted bronze almost. I don't really know what to make of it. It doesn't like excite me. Doesn't also look horrible to me, I guess, but I'm not really sure. What do you guys think about the icon design? And moving on here, we got some more designs. So the Team of the Week designs right here. This Yield is Team of the Week is what that's going to look like. And then right here, we got this Jude Bellingham. That is the gold card design. And this is kind of like not a very good image of it. Let's find a different one. Yeah, right here. Here's this Gyökeres concept. Obviously stats and stuff, all predictions there. But this is the official card design. And, you know, it just looks like a standard gold card. I mean, it's not anything going to be mind-blowing here. I don't remember the last time I saw a card design before a game came out. And I was like, oh my God, that looks so good. I feel like we've had just, you know, fine stuff for years. And that's kind of what this is to me. Again, it looks fine. And the same thing with like the silvers and bronzes. We've got all those ones here. We got like, yeah, here's the bronze rare card. We got the silver rare card. Looks like what you would expect. The bronze common, the silver common. That I believe we also lastly have down here, the gold common. And that's right there. So, okay. I mean, what's more so surprising is the fact that we just have these already. This is not something we usually have quite this early. And that's with all this stuff. We've never had the pre-order bonuses leaks like this so far in advance. And also one thing I just realized because I'm dumb is this says FC25 Ultimate Team here. So this is just one that's for this game. 1 of 5 93 plus icon pick for this year's game. That makes a lot more sense. But going back to all this stuff, like the fact that this is leaked already, does this not just all show you that EA are begging for us to move on from this game? I mean, they are ready for us to just play the goddamn next one. I think they know they messed this year up. They just got away from themselves a bit with the power curve stuff. If I had to guess, the profits are not going to be looking very good when we see what these numbers look like next fall, because I think if the numbers looked really good, they'd be trying to milk everything out still, and we'd see a lot more being put in here, and I think we're just not seeing that right now. And maybe I'm wrong about that, but Team of the Season was the worst in history. It wasn't even close, and I think that they're just being like, okay, let's get this thing over with. But upcoming promos for FC25 here: Shapeshifters 3, Shapeshifters 4, Futties is July 11th. Path to Glory and Greats of the Game are going to be side promos apparently, as related to the Women's Euros. Still unsure if we'll get cards like Greats of the Game icons that are not women's cards. Still not sure about that, but Path to Glory should be SBCs or objectives only, which tells me that it probably will just be women's cards. That would be my guess there, but we'll see. Not sure, but it's been an interesting last like 3 months. It's been a very, very interesting last 3 months. And also, guys, we will be getting Paul Pogba back next year. He's moving to Monaco. So just random side note, as a Juventus fan, it's tough to keep it all in, if you know what I'm saying, but this is going to happen and I'm excited. I'm sure some of you guys out there are too. And there was a lot of stuff talking about this SPC/evolution combination thing they've been doing recently, right? We talked about some of it, but Jake had a thread here where it's like they released this Butragueño, and in its current state is Butra, 2 playstyle pluses, probably not making your team, right? 150k for him though, still a good amount. And a way to make him in line with the power curve is through this evolution, which is 1,000 FC points or 300,000 coins. And that final Butragueño obviously looks like this. You've already seen this by now. And really the biggest downside to this, you can see right here, is they're just going to reduce your ability to use fodder on top tier cards. It says, for example, you know, Hullet, they could have made it a 300k SBC, then done a 500k or 2k FC point upgrade to a final version. And I think this is what the state of next year's game will mostly look like. That you can see this year that fodder just was not a thing they cared about whatsoever. Keeping fodder prices up and stuff like that. This is to me probably going to be the future of big SBCs, is this, where grinding strictly through just fodder itself is not something that you can even do. So the menu grind is going to be significantly less important because you actually don't need a lot of fodder. You might need some to do 150k of a card or 200k of a card, but then the last 500k of it is going to be just straight up coins. So making coins will be the way to actually like save up for cards, kind of, or FC points, obviously, which is what EA want you to do. It says, you know, right here, he wouldn't mind it if there was a way to actually earn it also just through an untradeable version using fodder, or also just spending your coins, right? Because that way it's a time save, similar to how like the 5-star baller Evo was, right? You can do an SBC or you can do an evolution. But yeah, if I had to guess, that won't be the case, and it's going to be a lot of Evos going forward, combined with some smaller SBCs where you need some fodder. In case you have none, you're gonna need some, but you're probably gonna need a lot of coins actually, or FC points mainly, because that's what they want you to do. But yeah, what do you guys think about, you know, all the new stuff that we've been seeing that just it just seems like is all for the worst for the most part? But hey, we didn't think exchanges would be too good, and it seems like at least we found kind of a way to do some good stuff with it. So maybe it could end up being a good thing, I guess. It's just doesn't seem like it right now. But okay, the market and stuff, the only thing really to say about it is just that Team 1 of Shapeshifters did not do very good. So I'm guessing Team 2 will also not do great out of packs. Just adding more cards in that are better and stuff is just going to limit how much you can make. Now, 5 playstyle plus cards like Dino and Cruyff and stuff like that, if you can afford those cards, I'm sure they'll do fine out of packs because they're so insane. But yeah, apart from that, like wait till Rivals rewards, I would say, and that's really it. Just know that they didn't do very well out of packs this week. Like Patrick Vieira, I thought I was going to buy one of him. I thought about it. When I used him in my team, I thought about just like holding him. So I'm like, he might actually kind of be interesting out of packs, and he went way down actually. It was like 1 million coins, now 700k. And okay, let's read some of your comments now. We got Unjet CC. I think to fix the hero versus icon thing is to bring 2 different categories. You've got icon, then legend, then hero, then streets won't forget. And I like the streets won't forget one because that's kind of like a cool saying. Some of those players could get like the Doombias of the world, right? That obviously are not in like those 3 categories, but you still add them back in the game. I think that's fair, and I think 4 wouldn't be too difficult to classify. Like, yeah, there'll be some ones in there that people disagree with because there always is, but still, it shouldn't be that hard to go within 4, I feel like. And if there were to be 4 of them, how many icons should there be? Like, there's gonna be someone that definitely gets snubbed in there. That should for sure be an icon, but I actually think you could even just do 3 and just do icon, hero, and streets won't forget. But if you want to do 4 just to make it even better, then yeah, sure, why not? That does sound like a way for EA to start gatekeeping like high-end icons, though. I feel like you can already see some of the packs they'll release here with like no icons, but legends will be in it. And Fast Eddie's talking about like, yeah, I'm finally enjoying my grind right now, and now I'm SBC banned for 24 hours 2 days in a row back to back. Like, what is, I don't know. I'm probably missing something here. I'm sure there's a great reason as to why SBC bans are a thing, but why can they not differentiate some of these bots and like regular players just grinding the game out? I mean, why are there SBC bans that are like this? It just makes no sense to me. I understand like market bans for like buying cards. I can understand that, refreshing too quickly or something like that, but the whole like doing player picks and you get banned for that, like what is the reason behind that? I just don't have any idea what the reason for that would be. If you guys know, then let me know. And Steven or Stefan here, I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Playing with all 4 or more playstyle plus players makes the game feel much more fluid. I have not played this much in a while. This is the conundrum EA are in, where if they make a game that like feels fluid day 1 and cards can do the simple shit, you maybe aren't more inclined to upgrade your cards then when we get to Team of the Year, when we get to these promos that they want you to drop a lot of money on. If your cards can do a lot of the simple stuff, then they're, you know, shitting themselves that you won't upgrade your cards. But then you have the issue right now where it's like, damn, your cards cards for 6 months of the year all have flaws to them. You can't find one that does not have like a certain flaw that you're like, damn, it sucks he can't do that. That all affects like your ability to play fluid and like play the game how you would like to. So now we're here in June, in the middle of June or getting towards the end of June, where you can play with 4 more Playstyle Plus cards and the game feels kind of fluid actually, or as fluid as, you know, this game can feel, but you know what I'm trying to say, more fluid now than it has before. It was like, damn, I'm actually playing more now. But this is the problem that they're in, is that if they do this and change the system up, they're worried you won't spend money. But this is the thing, is that we all reminisce to a time when you could use like gold Dumbia and silver Ibarbo because they did the simple stuff okay, and they won't let you do that again. Like EA's not letting you do that anymore. And it probably only is going to get worse as time goes on. Like as all these years go on, there'll be more play styles that probably add in, and more of them are crutch and meta, and cards still have like 6 or 7 to start the game out. Rolls now are a thing. Like, I mean, it's kind of insane, right? You know, no wonder you can't play fluid until June. Every card's got 85 things on it that you have to worry about. But yeah, that's why play styles and rolls is just tough. It's just gonna be tough to ever be playing fluid FIFA for the first 4 months of this game. It's going to be almost impossible for any game, any FC edition, right? But hey, you know what? Leave your guys' comments. Thank you all for watching and being here today. Appreciate you all so much. I love you all. Peace.